After Party time with me, Tommy Sandhu. This is the official after party, I should say, for the Indian Pro Music League, the biggest TV show on the telly right now. It's on ZTV on Saturday nights and on Sunday at 7 p.m. With me to talk about all the weekend's action right now is CEO of Leica Media. It's Raj Baddhan. What up, Raj? You all right?
Hi, how you doing, Tommy? You all right?
Mate, great to see you. Looking well. Look at that. All right, lovely, looking lovely in mustard. Look at that. Look at that.
Thanks.
Fiery British Desi mustard being served on your screen. There you go. And to go with the mustard, here's my sweet ketchup. It's Navin Kundra. You all right, sweetheart?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, very good, very good. Listen, it's been a big weekend again, and we've got a lovely chat coming up in a moment with Asees Kaur. But before we get into that, let's go back to Saturday night. Saturday was intense, okay? For the first time, we saw the leaderboard. All of a sudden, things are now taking shape because we've had all 6 teams play one match each, effectively against each other, right? So we've now got our top teams, and the leaderboard was revealed. The top teams are Mumbai, UP Dabang, Gujarat, and the Delhi Jambers. They're the ones running it. Is that fair? Is that fair that that's going on right now? Raj Baddhan, what do you reckon?
You know what? I don't know what's going on. There's something not right about the kind of order, the pecking order there. But I got to give it to Mumbai. Mumbai have they definitely have an edge, but I don't know why. But come on, man. My team is Bengal Tigers. You've got Sean, who is doing incredibly well. I mean, I love that guy. Akriti Kakkar as well. And now, obviously, we saw Nikita Gandhi. So just generally, I mean, the whole feel of my team is just to another level completely. So I'm just really surprised that we are lagging behind. I'm sure there's something going on, Tommy, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. Okay,
but see, you're not on your own though, Raj. That's the good thing. So you're not in the top teams, and neither is this other loser, Navin. What's going on with Punjab? Why aren't you guys registering?
It just doesn't feel right to see them towards the bottom of the leaderboard. And I don't know, I feel like, you know, because as Raj says, Bengal Tigers, like they have such big names in their team. And similarly in Punjab Lions, we have, you know, the king, Mika Singh. I feel somewhere along the lines, like maybe they're just relying on having big names and big fan followings and thinking that's going to work. But actually in the performance and in the singing, I think that's what the audience is really voting for. So I would just say to those teams, like, you know, really bring it out in your live performances and just give it a little extra, because it's not enough on a show like, you know, the IPML to just rely on your fan base.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very interesting because, like you say, you've got these strong characters. You've got Sean in one team, you've got Mika in the other team, and throughout the last few episodes, they've been dominating the jokes, the banter, the onstage presence, the dance moves, the jackets from Sean. You know, you really feel like those two characters are cutting through. But yet they're not cutting through with the Indian audiences because for some reason they're not getting the votes. And I wonder whether that's, like you say, down to the quality vocals of a Javed Ali or a Hemant or the Salman Alis, who are just kind of pulling out performances and getting the votes kind of without all the hype. Do you know what I mean? They can do it undercover. So hey, listen, it's still lots to play for and lots going on, because as well as all the great singing, as well as all the great songs, there were so many emotional songs this weekend, but there was emotional moments. What did you make of the moment where Javed Ali's mum came out? Navin?
Oh man, that was, you know, especially with it being Mother's Day weekend over here, it was so emotional, so touching. And firstly, like, I really loved that they showed the story of Javed Ali's struggle, you know, because it's difficult trying to make it as a male playback singer in such a difficult industry that's already packed full of talent, and there's so much talent outside, to come in and own it, and the perseverance he showed and the patience, and then his mum just supporting him from afar. To, you know, you could just see how proud she was, and you could see how emotional he was. I thought it was such a beautiful moment, and we don't get enough of that, especially in like singing shows like this. So I loved it, and it was perfectly apt for Mother's Day as well.
Raj, I was just going to say, Raj, I'll let you turn this into a Mother's Day big up. Let's big up the mums.
I agree. I mean, I think why not? We should be bigging up our mothers on this incredible day and saluting them all. Seriously, with the amount of stuff that they do for us, and they're always putting themselves first before anyone. Sorry, putting themselves first, putting the children first before anyone else. Do you know what I mean? It's one of that thing. Yes, I personally, I think it's an amazing moment. That part that I saw on stage was just Dil Ko Chu Liya.
Did you cry, Raj? Did you cry?
I didn't cry. I think I was gonna. I could feel that, you know, that kind of emotion was coming out of me, and I was like, oh God, man, this is actually touching a nerve here. So it was so beautiful. And one good thing about Javid's mum was when she said, I thank ZTV for this platform, and she made it feel there was something very kind of personal to it. I think a lot of singers that are just starting up on that stage could probably relate to that, because there are a lot of budding singers, a lot of kind of singers that are just starting up, and they probably thought, you know what, ZTV is giving this platform to them. So I think that was quite relatable.
Oh, that's nice. You're right. Have you given your mum chocolates, flowers? What have we done anything? Have we sent anything?
Virtual, isn't it? It's all to do with virtual. Yeah, so I did a Zoom call earlier.
Raj, you tight little thing. You can get the flowers delivered. You don't have to go in person. Because I sent her a virtual flower. What was that? Like an attachment on the
No, but Tommy, you know what?
Mrs. Baddhan, mere to maafi la lo, please. I'm sorry about your son. Happy Mother's Day to you, Mrs. Baddhan. Okay, let's go on to the throwback element, because there was a whole 80s, 90s, disco, 90s thing going on. Great to hear the song from Vishwat Masat Samundar, which I love. Great to hear all that disco stuff. I just want Bapi Larry to come down from like the ceiling, like with all the gold chain, like, and then just kind of add a bit of flavor to the occasion. But retro music, does it for you? 80s or 90s, Navin? Which one would you pick out of those two?
90s for me, because I'm a 90s baby, but I mean, seeing Sean and the Bengal Tigers do that disco thing, it was something else. The energy, the outfit, I got to say, the styling on this show is on point. Like, they've just, they're really pulling out all the stops, like with their outfits and dance moves. So I loved that part. And 90s, come on, man. 90s definitely beats any of those decades.
You're absolutely right. So good to have the retro element coming through with the 90s and the 80s. In fact, let's just celebrate the 80s. You said the outfits were great. Take a look at this.
Woo, yeah.
Yeah.
Disco vibes, man. Disco vibes.
We've got the Raj moves, man. I tell you, we can be there. We can fit right in. We're available to come out to India and join us.
Be on the show.
Navin, you're going to love this. We obviously saw Mika Singh perform Sing is King with Rupali and Asees Kaur. And I managed to catch up with Asees a little earlier on. Here's what she told us. Asees Kaur, welcome to the Indian Pro Music League After Party. How are you?
Woohoo! See, I am really happy, and the word you have used, after party, is like so much fun. So yes.
Firstly, you're on such a big, shiny Saturday, Sunday night show. This is the one that's entertaining hundreds of millions of people all over the planet. When you get that call and go, we'd like you to be part of IPML and on the Punjab team, I mean, how does that rank in terms of all the other things you've achieved in your life as a singer?
So I always wanted to enter the Bollywood through reality shows, but it didn't happen. I tried my luck in a few of them, but I was not selected, and I went back to Panipat. I was very sad. So there was always this feeling that I have to participate in a reality show. I don't know how. So eventually I became a Bollywood playback singer. So reality shows went out of the way, and I was like, I won't do a reality show. But then I got a call from IPML team, and they were like, we are doing this new reality show. And I'm like, come on, I can't be a participant. So they were like, no, we have all the celebrity singers on board, and you will be representing a particular state. So I was like, which state? They were like, Punjab. I was like, yes, I'm in. I am a Punjabi, and I love to do that. And I was like, yes, perfect. I love the name Punjab Lions. It has that ring to it. So I was like, yeah, of course, I'll do it. So that's how it happened, and I got super excited.
And then they tell you your teammates, because that must have been your teammates are going to be. Well, let's start. Rupali Jagga, right? You're going to be singing with Rupali. Do you know Rupali before, or is this the first time you're like, oh yeah, I've heard of that girl? Yeah, is it?
So yeah, that's how it happened. I had seen a few episodes of her singing in Saregama, again ZTV's reality show. So I knew her from that, but we have never met. So this was the first time I was meeting her. She is very jolly and a very charming girl, and she sings beautifully, especially The main factor of having her on the team was like she is really experienced in terms of reality shows. She has done a few of them, so I was really happy and excited to have her on the board with us for Punjab Lions. And but the main factor and the excitement came in when I got to know that Mika Paji is on the team, and I was like, yeah,
Why?
Singh is king.
Why did that excite you? What is it about Mika Singh and his presence? Because for me, he's just a rock star. But what for you, when you realize on the team, what goes through your mind then?
See, Mika Paji is like the sher, like Singh is king. You know, like king is the jungle. The lion is the jungle of the lion is the king of the jungle, and
he's the jungle
Singh,
of the king. He's the
king. I was like jungle
one
king.
of them.
I was like
Whichever way round.
yeah. So it's like lion is the king of jungles. So similarly, Mika Singh is the king here, and he is this like a very rock star kind of a person who is like very open and like let me tell you, he is like very like he live life king size, but he is very 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 soft hearted, and he is such a giving personality. He does a lot of things which no one knows about him, but yeah, he is an amazing personality, and there's a charm about him and like working with him, so you get a lot of things to learn. Whenever I saw him, I see him like rehearsing for the set, and practicing and then discussing which songs we should sing, which we should just skip, and like there's a lot of learning experience working with him.
Who's the biggest diva on set? Who's the biggest, like, no, it must be this way, in a fun way, in a nice way? Who's the person pulling out all the demands?
Oh, pulling I think everybody's pulling out their own demands. Everybody has their own set of demands, and they're like, no, I need this, or I need that. I won't go on the set without having my black coffee. So it's like a lot of things happening all the time. There are so many celebrities on the set. So I feel the production team is really amazing because they handle it so well. So I think they deserve a big round of applause for that.
Yeah, but also they're getting paid for it, so let's not worry about them too much. Asees, what's your demand? What is your thing? Is it a black coffee? Are you a latte? Do you like it has to be cutting chai? What do you like?
My demand is I always have to have that strawberries or a cheese slice on set along my seat, so that whenever I feel a little bit hungry, I'm on a diet for this show, so I'm telling you, I can only eat strawberries and a cheese slice during the shoot so that my dress fits me well.
You're like an athlete. But hold a minute. You can't be saying, oh, I'm on a TV show, when your own father has served up enough mukkan to feed the whole of the club. I saw your Instagram. You had your paratha, let's say it's that big. The mukkan took up about 70% of it. That butter was just taking over the whole of it.
I am telling you, I was on a diet for this shoot. You guys just watch this weekend episode. So yeah, so I was on a diet to fit on those in those clothes. So I haven't had my parathas and white makhan. Oh my god! So for the last 10 days, I was on a very strict diet. So after my shoot was done, I was like, parathe lao, makhan lao, come on, guys, I have to eat.
Bring it. No, don't bring me no cheese slices. I don't want no cheese slice. I don't want no strawberries. Right.
This happened. Yeah.
I gotta say, Pronte or no Pronte cheese slices, you look great, and we did see you looking great on the show this weekend. Talking about Janvi Kapoor, it was a lovely moment. Janvi was on as a guest. Obviously, the film Ruhi's out. You sing a song in that, but Ruhi is like a horror thriller comedy. There you are on Saturday night television, being nicey. Oh, everything's all wonderful. So, which one are you as God? Should we trust you? Because in 1 minute you're attached to a project designed to scare us. Another minute you're attached to a project designed to entertain us. I don't trust this Punjab lioness in front of me.
No. Yes, so you have to trust me. So about the show, it is a very jolly and a happening show. We are doing so much fun we are having so much fun on set. So we can't be scared or bored. So, but on the other hand, when we had the cast of Ruhi on sets, so there was a tint of horror in our fun-loving show, because जब रूही आती है तो सबकी धड़कनें बढ़ जाती हैं. So everybody was very scared because the way they entered the show, it was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? Oh my God, kahan se aa rahi hai? Ruhi, Ruhi, Ruhi. So this was happening on set. But when the song Panghat played and me and Janvi danced along, so it was fun movement. Actually, I'm really happy that I finally got a chance to sing for Janvi. I was really waiting for it after Dhadak release. So I was like, oh, I have to sing for this girl. I have to sing for this girl. So it eventually happened with Panghat in Ruhi. So a big thanks and a shout out to Sachin Jigar for having me on board for this song. And because I've always sung all the Punjabi and like all the romantic numbers for Bollywood. So this is like killer, full on dhamal and a party song and the dance numbers. I was really happy and excited.
Asees Kaur there, just absolute loveliness, and obviously from Team Punjab, talking about the song that she's got in the new film Ruhi. Looking forward to seeing that. But let's move on to Sunday's action. That's today's action, the Mother's Day action. Again, a great episode, lots going on. There was a wonderful moment when Nikita Gandhi came out at the start, Aditi came out at the start. They were the guests performing. They did Rabda together. There was a moment when Nikita Gandhi did a Mariah Carey thing as well, like that Mariah Carey thing. Raj, you do the Mariah Carey thing really well, don't you, Raj?
I don't. No, I don't. I think I'll leave that to you. I think you did pretty well there. But Nikita Gandhi, yeah, she did. She
was out there. I thought windows are going to break. If you guys saying sunglasses were going to just explode because of the frequency of the high pitch.
Tommy, we've got a singer on the other side. Navin, maybe you can try the Mariah Carey.
You guys do the Mariah thing. That's all good.
I don't need anybody else to do the Mariah thing. I've got the Mariah thing down, right? Totally. Everybody knows that. Tommy Sandhu is the other Mariah Carey. But brilliant performances again from Sean. Interesting. Okay, let's focus on one thing, right, about the Sunday episode. The standout moment for me was the kickoff between Javed Ali and Sean. What did you, before I give you my opinion, what did you make of that? Raj, what did you make of that? How did you see that playing out?
I think we're a couple of weeks into the series, and I was expecting some drama to come through, and finally we got some tonight. But I don't know why, but this kind of tension between them has been building, and I think we noticed this before, Tommy, that there's been this kind of, I don't know, not animosity, but there's been some kind of friction that we've been seeing over the last few weeks. So it was inevitable; it was going to happen, and tonight was the night.
Ooh, okay. So right, you're right. It was bubbling along. Did you feel that as well, Navin? Rivalry.
I think they're both such nice guys. They always show so much respect to each other and to all the other singers, but it's a competition, and now that competitive spirit is coming out. So there's those little subtle digs in there and certain little disses, and it's quite fascinating to watch, actually, because you always see them, singing and dancing, and it's all happy, it's all great, and then it's like, oh, there's a bit more here. There's another level to this. So,
and Navin, you're right, actually, because they are both, such nice guys. So I wasn't really expecting them to kick off as they did. So yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. I think I think a lot of things now. There's going to be a lot of things over the next few weeks. We're going to be seeing where we're going to be seeing different layers to all these individuals, because the competitive side is going to come out.
I like it. I like the fact that now they can just be human. The front's dropping, and we're getting into it. But again, another great episode. Loads of great songs. Can we take a moment just to big up the other side of Javed Ali and what he gave us, which was Kun Faya Kun. It's
sublime
song anyway. And just to hear that, it's been great so far. And I do feel like if anyone's missed it, if anyone just wants to hear great live music, the show's on, like I said, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m, but it's repeated on Monday and Tuesdays on ZTV at midday, noon, and then at 11 p.m. at night. Guys, Navin, Raj, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out in the after party, and we'll be back next week with another roundup of all the action from the IPML, the Indian Pro Music League. This is me, Tommy Sandhu, from the after party, signing off. See you later. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.